Hi, I'm Chris Holland. I'm a high school entrepreneur, and I've been working as an entrepreneur for about a year now. And I wanted to share with anyone watching this what I've learned working for about a year. I expected things, from what I'd seen on social media. I mean, there's lots of people on social media about that are entrepreneurs talk about the success and things, and they usually don't have a lot of influence in social media until they've already become successful. Because why would anyone want to listen to them if they weren't already successful, if they hadn't already made it, weren't already posting pictures of their Lambos and Rolexes and things? But you see, to get to that state, you have to go through a journey and also make a ton of money to get to that state. And the entrepreneur lifestyle, and it's not really an extravagant, crazy, wild lifestyle. I wanted to share what I'd learned in this year that I've been working. First thing, an entrepreneur mindset. A lot of people talk about that, and that's a good thing to have. It's really long to explain. Basically, confidence, determination, persistence are very key. And I know that's what you hear a lot on social media, and that's true. Open-mindedness, willingness to collaborate, to listen, humbleness. Those are traits that are really part of the mindset. If you're looking, a really good book is Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is a great mindset book, but also is Outwitting the Devil, a very good book by Napoleon Hill about overcoming fear and a lot of things in society that are detrimental to success. So anyway, mindset. I already kind of knew mindset when I went into it last year, and so not much has changed there. Evaluation, how you evaluate yourself. That as I started my journey, I over-evaluated myself. I thought like ideas were worth a lot of money, and I knew you'd had to take action on ideas. But I thought ideas alone were quite powerful, and I got this by looking. If you look at Snapchat before like 2014 or 2014, around then, Snapchat didn't really have any revenue streams, and it when it added all those discover links, it has all these filters, sponsored filters. You can buy things on Snapchat right now. It didn't always have those, so everyone was asking, how does Snapchat make money? Well, Snapchat makes money by investors, and it has billion-dollar valuations. And I'm thinking, if it's not making any money with revenue streams, how can an idea have such an impact and make people pour billions into it and evaluate it at billions? And the thing is, Snapchat has a ton of users and had a ton of users by that point. So if you're in the app business, getting your start on your app, you'll probably have times where you're not making money because making money would create barriers to entry. Like if you had a crazy cool new app and you had no idea how to make money on it, and you knew it attract users, but you need to make money, so you put 99 cents. Who doesn't have 99 cents in your pocket? Chances are, if you're watching this on a computer, smartphone, whatever, you probably have 99 cents to your name you could buy this app with. Well, that creates a barrier of entry. And I mean, it could be a barrier of entry as people are, I don't want to pay money to use a social media app, to things like someone might be too lazy or just not want to get a debit card or credit card and have it linked to their iTunes or Apple's App Store. Or if you use Google Play, I'm an Apple guy myself, but if you use Samsung or Android. And things like barrier to entry are things why big apps are free and will go without revenue streams for a long time. But if you're in the process of starting your thing and you don't have much users, you can't evaluate it at crazy high $100 million evaluations and expect to be looked at by someone who has some sense in the industry like you have a single brain cell in your head. I had some friends working on something, and they didn't let me know what it was, didn't mention it. Asked them about it, they're kind of keeping it low, I don't know why. I'm not sure how they've done on it. I haven't heard much news from them. They're like, Oh, if someone offered us $100 million for this, we wouldn't take it. And I obviously don't know much about this, but I do know they haven't even launched it, and they don't have enough users, especially if they haven't even launched the damn thing, to be worth $100 million. If a venture capitalist investor or company, tech company, offered to buy that for $100 million, you'd be insane. That is so amazing, and it's basically a miracle in itself that anyone would want to pour $100 million into an undeveloped idea of an app with no revenue streams and no users. And people say, oh, I wouldn't take $100 million for basically nothing. Basically an idea with scratch, not much developed on an app. This is a severe case of overvaluation. And I'm working on a startup. I'm much farther along in it than when I was a year ago. But in my startup, I overvaluated it at the beginning. And I started with revenue streams. It wasn't that. And I had some revenue streams created barriers to entry. And I had to get past those barriers, so I just took off some revenue streams in order to allow more people access to the thing I'll be launching. Hopefully soon. Hopefully, I plan on having it developed by the end of this year, 2016. And that brings me in the development of my thing. I want to talk about resources, because a lot of entrepreneurs do not understand the resources available to them as an entrepreneur. You see, as an entrepreneur, you're kind of a lone wolf if you're running a sole proprietorship or you're the single owner and operator of any company, even if regardless of corporation, LLC, whatever. If you're running the thing on your own, you might not like to collaborate, or might not think, or just not really think of all the resources you have. Resources like loans, venture capital, things that some people, I have an idea, okay. Let's see, I want to do this. Oh no, I don't have the money to do this. It's not like I could get a job. It's not like I could invest any of my own money. It's not like I could seek venture capital. It's not like I could get a loan. Really, bro? So a lot of people, there are lots of these resources other than financial resources. For instance, this year I was put on a committee, part of a statewide thing to boost the economic and entrepreneurship in small communities, and my town was selected, and they put me on this committee as the high school representative. And while I was at this committee, I had a problem the whole summer, 2015. I really wanted to outreach to big fish in my industry, but I had no possible ways of reaching towards a big fish. I talked to my dad about it. My dad's a business owner, an entrepreneur, much more experienced, been working longer than I've been alive. And he said, oh, I think I know someone, I'll take care of it. And I went on for months and months just sitting back letting Dad take care of it. And it didn't get taken care of, so in like August I'd finally had it with it. And I just wrote a letter and I mailed it to the big fish. And still haven't gotten back to me. But that's okay, because in my committee I was on, another resource, business development centers. Business development centers can be part of your community in your city, paid for by tax dollars, so you don't have to pay them. They're smart, at least the one I'm working with is smart, the guy I'm working with is very smart, and they help you, and they give you good information. And if you're a young entrepreneur, if you're in high school or in college, they probably have more experience than you do. And it's free. And you just arrange a meeting, find your local business developer. I connected with this guy, and we've really scaled things up. And we're looking at, within a month or two, contacting the big fish I reached out to. But he has a solid connection. And so, basically, capitalize on resources, especially resources like business development centers. And another thing's blessings I want to talk about. A lot of entrepreneurs are really successful, say they're blessed, and I wonder, well, you worked so hard. Why are you calling yourself blessed? You worked a long time, you worked really hard to what you achieved, but you call yourself blessed. If a member in my community who knew me hadn't contacted me, been like, hey Chris, do you want to join this committee as a youth representative? I wouldn't have been on that committee. I wouldn't have talked about my idea during that committee meeting, and I would not have gotten connected with business development centers. And so I'm just throwing this out there to you so that you don't have to randomly be selected to be on a committee and then collaborate with a business development center. But those things are out there and you should really seek them out. And they're very helpful. And blessings, a lot of things can just happen that can really improve your career like that, or connections you'll run into people and things. So that's one thing I think is overlooked a lot. Blessings, and now I understand why so many people consider themselves blessed, because they probably had similar instances happen to them. And another thing I really realized a lot, this is mainly involved, I'm a stock trader, and this is mainly in stocks and things. Paperwork, terms and conditions mainly, since I did most of my work on the computer. Terms and conditions, documents, all sorts of PDFs, pages and pages, like I'm talking 20 pages of terms and conditions to read through. And if you're a business, if you're an entrepreneur, trader, whatever you are, or you're just looking to collaborate with someone, you'd be pretty stupid if you didn't read all 27 pages of the terms and conditions, because it has valuable information on it. And so that can be a dull part, but just listen to music, read through it thoroughly, so that you don't just skim through, oh no, what? I didn't see that. Because contracts are what nearly everything comes down to. And you need to read through contracts and anything you click on sign up for, especially in collaboration with other things, and really research things before you get yourself into them. I'm mainly speaking as a trading perspective, for instance, before making trades. And so that's just been what I've learned as an entrepreneur this year.